Welcome to the acclaimed podcast, The Deep Dive, featuring your esteemed hosts, Andy Monitor and Drew Dinzik, powered by BetSperts.
Welcome to The Deep Dive. Andy, easy job this week. We just got to find 5 winning sides to keep the karma going for the third quarter in the millions. Nice.
Were we 4-1?
Yes, and our friend French friend 5-0. Nice little start to the third quarter. But yeah, it's the third quarter, and we're gonna finish the second half with a sprint. And
now that we know what all these teams are, it's pretty easy. And joking aside, we did very well on sides last week. It's going to be tough to keep that up. Maybe, probably not. Although last week, you ever have one of those weeks where stuff just pops off the page? Like, sure. I'm betting these 3 games, and I don't even think about it. Like, not quite the same this week. Although there's a couple totals I like, and there are a couple sides I'm definitely leaning into. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're trying to chat with us live, good luck, because we recorded this on Tuesday night to facilitate some travel for Drew. Mm-hmm. It's nice getting together in the evening. We don't do this anymore, but podcasts, you probably don't know the difference. Honestly, you're just listening to sounds such as life.
Well, now you know.
We'll be back to some normal times later in the week here, and it's gonna get weird. Things always get weird through the holidays too. We're gonna do some traveling as well, so bear with us. We'll do what we can, but not like you're not paying for this, so chill out.
The sides I like did pop off the page for me this week.
That's good. At least somebody's got something, and he can talk me into a few.
Although I'm against Sam on a couple. I saw his posts in the Discord, and I'm kind of oppo him on a bunch.
He's a hard fade right now that Washington's bad again.
I don't think
his head's no, I'm just kidding. His head's not in the right space though, because truthfully, like, joking aside, Sam is someone who enjoys his Commanders football. He's a fan, longtime fan. And it really did feel like an absolute turnaround year last year. Like, the franchise is not cursed anymore. We've got our players. Oh my gosh, this is the start of something beautiful. And that is not where this team is at right now. There's been so many injuries, and it stinks right now. And now they're going to go to Madrid and lose to freaking Dolphins.
Maybe.
Feel good. That one's it's a coin flippy game. So
let's start with one that's not very coin flippy, and that's the New York Jets taking on the New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football. Andy, the Patriots right now are a coin flip with the Colts for me to be your 1 seed in the AFC. I would still, if you made me take a swing, do something stupid, I would bet on like the Chiefs, just because I feel like the upside is higher there. And Colts and Patriots could regress. Who knows? Patriots' schedule is easy, but they do have Bills, Ravens remaining. Jets are playing for pride. They certainly showed up for us last week, beating the Browns. But their best receiver, Garrett Wilson, now gone. Funny enough, the Jets' last 2 games, which were both wins, Andy, they got to play against the worst defense in the NFL, taking on the Bengals, and then backed it up with playing the worst offense in the NFL with the Browns. Neither of those things are true with the Patriots. Patriots are just a good, straight up good team. I wouldn't say that they deserve qualification of mentioning in the same breath as the top 6, but they're right there in that next tier. And if they have home games in January, who the fuck knows? The 13-point spread we are currently looking at is been ballooned out from, we thought, what was the look at here, like 9.5, and then we thought maybe like 11.5, and it's just been bet one way out to 13, which I completely agree with. I don't think there's any reason to take action now at 13. Total sitting at 43.5 honestly feels high. I'm not sure what the Jets are doing to contribute to this scoreline, considering that the only thing the Jets can do well is run, and that the Patriots' run defense is smothering.
That is the thing, and that's part of the reason I was tempted by even laying this big spread. I don't love laying these big ones. I know they get it. They over time, a bunch of them do get home. It's not like big spreads always lose, but I don't know that the Patriots need to score 30 points to cover a spread like this. because I don't understand how the Jets are. Justin Fields was 6 for 11, 54 yards passing yesterday, earlier this week playing. Breece Hall was fine, but again, this is probably going to be a little bit of a one-dimensional offense with the injury to Garrett Wilson. The Patriots are good at run stop. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't understand how the Jets score at all. And obviously, even last week, and give credit where it's due, the Cleveland Browns are a very good defense, but it was punt return, a kick return. They got I think their best drive was that field goal drive in the middle of the game. They didn't really have much for good drives. They had the one in the fourth quarter. And a lot of that was Breece Hall up the middle. Mechie, right end, pushed out of bounds for -7 yards. They learned their lesson. And then they gave it a short pass to Breece Hall again for a 42-yard touchdown pass, that's what's the crazy part is Justin Fields, like I mentioned, he had 54 yards passing. That little pass to Breece Hall was 42 yards of it. That wasn't a big ADOT. So again, it feels like if the game plan, it's easier said than done to stop an elite talent like that. But for a defensive coordinator, it feels like who you're zeroing it on to stop. You make sure the special teams coverage is good and the Jets don't get to 10 points. So 24-7 kind of scoreline here. And I'm tempted.
I mean, how are the Jets getting to 7 is kind of my head space.
I'm assuming some
special
sort
teams, a kick return. They did it twice last week.
I'm assuming like the fourth string running back for New England fumbles in their own end zone, like in the fourth quarter, and the Jets get a pity touchdown.
Okay. Not in much interest for me in betting that game. I agree with all that. I guess the key point I wanted
the total too is kind of tough too. It depends. Like New England,
the Breece Hall usage is the Breece Hall usage, by the way, is not going anywhere.
What else are you gonna do?
Well, they forget about what else you're going to do. They want to feature him and run him into the ground so that he gets a free agency, a decent offer in free agency, and they get a comp pick out of it. That's like the plan. So they're going to, not going to try to hurt him, but he will be heavily featured going forward. The one other note, the Patriots defense continues to get stronger and stronger. Christian Gonzalez is fine. The Jets defense was better than expected, but by God, do I feel like that was Dylan Gabriel on the road more than anything else. Some of the Dylan Gabriel stuff last week was just, what are we doing?
He's very bad. And Will McDonald the fourth, very good play. He's banged up though too. He was limited. I think he has a quad injury. It's not a good defense.
Well, let's go to Madrid. Early kickoff, first ever Spain game.
Pumped for this. I'm not only pumped for this one, but I'm pumped it's the last international game.
Why?
I like to get up in the morning on Sundays, do a little football stuff, make sure all fantasy teams are set, contest entries are in, everything's kosher, and then I like to do some other stuff for a few hours. Whereas this is like, oh shit, the game is on now, and I'm going to pay attention to this. And then last week it rolled right into the damn noon slate. By the time that game was over, it was 11:54, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get Red Zone on a TV here, and we gotta get ready for this, and I gotta eat some lunch. I'd like to be able to take a breath on a Sunday, so I'm actually pumped that these are over. And of all the games, this is one of them because Washington is a big downgrade right now. Looking at my week to week, Washington to start the season, preseason for me, was rated as a 3.48 because we're coming off a pretty damn good season. We'd found our quarterback. We went and got Debo. The defense was, there's going to be 11 guys out there at least. And we had some high hopes of 3.48 right now would be, you're talking like Baltimore, Green Bay, almost at the Rams level right now for me. They are not quite there anymore. It's probably one of the bigger drop-offs.
Minus 3.4?
I am a minus 3.17. So it is about a 6.5 point change. I think that's my biggest negative. Obviously, the previous one was when I had the Ravens very low. Cincinnati is right there as well, obviously, with the Burrow stuff. But yeah, this is the biggest downgrade from preseason priors, and it's a tough hang right now.
You're right. Same
Dolphins
story.
absolutely should
both
be.
are almost -6s for me.
The Dolphins have a little bit of swag, a little bit of aura, as the kids say. And I don't know, we were always kind of waiting for this because it felt like McDaniel was kind of in a weird spot mentally to start the season. And then, the Tyreek Hill injury didn't help things, but it's still like you got Waddle and Achane and all these plays you can, what happened to the whiz kid that could whip up an offense out of nothing? MacGyver that shit and just get some fast guys out in space and get them the ball. And while, it's not all the way back, we saw glimpses of it. We saw flashes of it. And boy, it's another easy defense to probably get this done against too. Like Miami might be on a little bit of a run here. A winning streak, 2 in a row? What? The Dolphins, they're up to 3, and I can't say I hate it.
Let's see what my fare is. Pretty close to 3, but not quite. So I'm going to pass on the side. I do think that we could see 49 points here, though. So give me the over. I do think that the rushing attack for the Commanders is going to put the Dolphins under stress. I think they'll give up some chunky chunk on the ground. Hopefully, you just get touchdowns out of Mariota and not picks in the end zone, because it's probably 50-50 with them. And then, the Dolphins, I do think, are going to score here. Not exactly sure what there is to say positive about the Commanders' defense right now. In a neutral setting, again, this is just at running backs don't matter because it was convenient. 30th best defense right now in EPA per play. Why that's notable? The first handful of games of the season, this was a defense that was grading well. And now they're 30th, which means if you look at where they are performing in the last
if you had to
5 weeks, the second quarter of
these 9 games,
they are drifting down and to the left aggressively. Week 5 through today, I'm just picking an arbitrary week. They are conceding 0.22 EPA per play as a defense overall. Whew, that is bad. They do no longer have a pass rush, and the kind of all of the problems that existed on paper for them last year carried over this year and have gotten worse. They don't even have Marshawn Lattimore to lean on. Not that he was anything to write home about. This has really turned poorly for them. 5 straight losses. Where they are offering relatively little resistance. Actually, you know what? I bet you if I take weeks, I bet you if I take just those 5 games over the last 5 weeks, Andy, week 5 through 10. They're 6 through 10. They're worse than the Bengals. Wow, I'm actually surprised. I'm actually surprised. Okay, so that's where we are. If the Dolphins can't find their mojo here and get into the high 20s, low 30s, then I guess we were fooled by whatever happened last week. Which, we could wake up on Monday and have that conversation of, I guess the Dolphins really do suck and that was a mirage. But if you're scoring 30 on the Bills in that game, you should be able to coast to 30 against this Commanders defense the way it's
would that total close 50 last week?
That sounds right.
How many hypothetical dollars would you have bet if I'd given you
50? Yeah, I did.
If I'd given you the prescient knowledge, Miami Dolphins are going to score 30 points in this game, I will give you over 50 at even money. How much loot can you scrape together between now and Sunday?
If you gave it to me at -110, my fair price in that would have been like -450, 500. That the Bills were going to get to 21 points.
Full Kelly on that is like a bankroll and a half.
Yeah.
Crazy bad performance from the Bills. And another, performance where we saw the defense kind of get run over.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I just haven't. I'm not as keen on backing the Dolphins to back a performance. It feels like they've broken serve by accident, and I don't trust them to consolidate. And my fair number is not at 3. My number is saying bet Washington, which is not something I'm going to be doing. So
okay,
I don't know if I downgraded them enough. Green Bay Giants
over 47.5. All I got in that one. Didn't bet this one. I'll set the table here by saying that we have a new coach bounce for the Giants or not. Mike Kafka. Kafka-esque takes over. He will likely be going to war with Russell Wilson, although we haven't gotten any confirmation of what Kafka wants to do. I haven't even heard. Have he even gone to the podium yet?
A bunch of correct tweets that have been like, just put Jameis out there. What are we doing? Like, what are you gaining by playing Russell Wilson? Like, nothing. Exactly. So just put Jameis out there.
So Kafka is taking over, and he brings a Giants squad into this game with a relatively limited set of weapons, a question mark at quarterback, an injured offensive line, and going up against a very, very still very dangerous and talented Green Bay defense. This has very, very bad stench of Giants getting punked in terms of offensive output, in my opinion. And the Packers, I think, are a red flag offensively right now too, not just because not just because LaFleur is in his own head, but they're not getting especially consistent play out of the quarterback, and they're not getting consistent play out of their skill position players. A lot of drops, a lot of poor, at the point of the catch type of work by that wide receiver room. They miss Tucker Kraft aggressively, and they're going to miss Elgton Jenkins, who has a broken leg, Andy. I knew he went out of the game. I didn't know he broke his leg. I saw that news today. I was like, oh, he broke his leg. He's just done. And they do not have an especially deep offensive line room, so they're going to be tested. This is not a good matchup to come into a game with a limited just a rotating cast of characters, limited offensive line, considering that's the only thing the Giants have, which is a front four that's violent. So Jordan Love could be in a little bit of distress in this one, surely, in my opinion. And I think their Giants could get shut out, and we wouldn't be surprised. So I played under. A million years ago, this was 44.5, 45. I sold down to 44 plus 100. It has moved now to 43.5. There is no support for the Packers. There's no buy low for the Packers here. Circa has moved to Packers -7. Bookmaker is resisting to come off of the 8, but they are giving you a very, very favorable price if you want it. I get the sense this might close 7, which is kind of shocking, but I kind of agree. Like, Packers offense has to prove that they're not broken. Giants might be the right opponent to prove that, but I don't know. What's your read on this one?
It's a gross.
Packers have a bounce.
If you're a teaser leg guy, it's a scary one because we've seen this Packers offense just completely no show. We've seen it very recently. In fact, we've seen it against bad teams a few times. In fact, and Green Bay is coming off a short week now, having played and lost in the Monday night game. The Kafka thing that keeps bouncing around my head is like, he is absolutely somebody who is probably going to get interviews for head coaching jobs this year. He's a name that's been bandied around, and some of these teams just interview 15 people. And, we've seen some nice things from Dart. We've seen some nice things from this offense that maybe weren't expected. And he's a name that's been bandied around. So I wonder what his game plan is over these last 8 weeks, because he has to know, maybe I'm in the running for this job. maybe I'm in, maybe this is a chance to flex up. But if you're not already doing that as the coordinator, like, I guess, what are we doing? Because it wasn't like things changed. It just brings the spotlight out a little more. So I don't know who he's going to start at quarterback. I don't know how aggressive and different this offense is going to look. I don't know if the team's going to refocus. This is one of the worst teams. They're bottom 3 in the league in like every penalty metric, as far as like yardage, accepted penalties, and just like offensive procedural shit too. Like, they're terribly undisciplined. If they focus up a little, they have a good defense in spots. It's not like Russell Wilson can't throw some moon balls. Although Green Bay's defense looked good. Green Bay's defense looked good against the run, especially. He ain't exactly going up against Saquon and that front offensive line either. So it feels like Green Bay's defense can have some success. I'm with you on the under. I think that's the correct move here, and the line's moving that way for a reason.
Okay. One other reason to like the under, it's in New York. It's November. We could get weather. Way too early to say. But right now calling for 15-mile-an-hour winds. So keep an eye on the weather.
Swirling.
And you know what that immediately makes me think, Andy? Green Bay's not going to be kicking many field goals. I want to just do a little quick sidebar.
Get a different kicker one of these.
I just want to get
break it today. He's hurt. Get a different kicker.
Quick sidebar. A lot was correctly made of Nick Sirianni being a criminal dunce on going for it on 4th down and 6 when he could have just punted and just buried these guys. Like, I still am. His explanation of why he did it was even dumber than doing it in the first place, probably.
We shouldn't have said that out loud.
And LaFleur rightfully was criticized for his seeming inability to handle the operations of the team and call the offense in that 4th quarter. This is the second time that's happened.
Can I time out you there for a second?
Yeah, go.
I was thinking about that when they showed him on the sideline, like when his team was on defense, but he had his back to the field and he was scribbling on the play sheet and stuff, not paying attention to the game. Yeah. I know he doesn't coordinate the defense and he doesn't need to maybe, but man, that felt like, can this guy handle? It's crazy. I was thinking that, like, can this guy handle everything? This
has kind of been a quiet trend if you've watched enough Packers games of like kind of end of game state, like what's going on, like why are they why are things so chaotic, right? Some of it's Jordan Love and just his MO is a little chaotic, but a ton of it is LaFleur. And I thought LaFleur deserved the criticism for kind of bungling the first attempt at a game scoring drive, but he has somehow gotten off scot-free from the question of why in the fuck did you attempt a 64-yard field goal with a kicker who had a 0% chance to make that field goal? Like, was he hoping that the Eagles were going to touch it like Leon Lett style and that they were going to be able to recover it and try to advance it for a touchdown? Because there was no chance that was getting to the uprights, let alone through. And Jordan Love seems like the perfect guy to run a fucking Hail Mary with. Like, he can put it on a dime.
Longest field goal in Lambeau history. You know who's not going to make you know who's not going to make the longest field goal in Lambeau history? A kicker with a hurt quad. Like an injured kicker who.
Why not Hail Mary there? You at least have more than a 0% chance.
When they brought the offense back out, which it turned out they just wanted to try to get a quick out for like 5 yards. I thought they were going to do the Hail Mary. I'm like, all right, this is the correct choice. This is better. And then they didn't. Yeah, it felt like there's a lot of incorrect choices in that game.
Yeah, well, LaFleur is on notice, and he apparently is. There's there's a stink there, and if the rest of the season plays out without improvement for the Green Bay Packers, they're on the outside looking in. Did you come to that same conclusion looking at the current win totals? Green Bay right now is projected for about 9.5. That would be the 8th best in the NFC, which would put you, by my count, out of the playoff picture.
It'll be tight because it feels very difficult to get a second NFC East team in. It feels difficult to get a second NFC South team in. And the way the 49ers are trending, getting all three from the West isn't super feasible right now. They might just get in on it. I feel like they get in on attrition because somebody has to be the 7.
Right.
But
I have a big gap after them at 8th right now,
yeah,
which
that's
is
what I'm
to
saying.
say
Like,
it's them and the Bears, and they have
Yeah.
2 head-to-head against the Bears. So it's like they kind of no margin. You have to beat the Bears twice. If you split with the Bears, you're probably out.
Which is crazy. Also funny, somebody pointed this out on Twitter. You know who the betting favorite to win the Super Bowl is right now?
This minute?
Yes. Easy answer. It's an easy answer.
Is it really?
It's just the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are the betting favorites right now, really?
Yes. At some places,
I wouldn't have
close
guessed that.
Really? I mean, it's not like there's some huge gap. It's not like they're prohibitive. But also, if you look at the playoff picture, the Chiefs are not currently in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Which is very funny. It's just funny how the markets work. Also, if we're talking about fun things I read online, we'll get to it when we get to this team. When we finally talk about this team. So
I would
let's
guess
move on
the
to
favorites
Tampa Bay.
were like the Eagles would have been my guess, honestly, because the Eagles are like the most likely to win their division and pretty good position to get the 1 seed right now. After this Lions game, man, the Eagles aren't really playing anybody until the Bills. No. That's like what, Christmas anyway.
Tampa Bay Buffalo coming off a loss.
Speaking of the Bills,
looking bad. Tampa Bay didn't look that bad in their loss. They played a good team and they almost got the win without Bucky Irving, who for some reason didn't go to the IR when he was injured and left 6 weeks ago now. So I guess I don't know what to make of the situation, how they're handling some of the injuries, but yeah, the very beat up Tampa Bay Buccaneers head to Orchard Park for what do we have, 5.5 still, I guess, a high total here, even though Buffalo's offense kind of no-showed. It does feel like a nice get-right game. This is a softer defense than you played last week for Tampa Bay. You can absolutely move the ball on this team. It doesn't matter if you're throwing to, backups and rookies and backup running backs and whatnot. You should be able to get yours offensively here. I think this game pretty much comes down to the Joe Brady show. What do we get from Buffalo? And as we mentioned, it's the Tucker Kraft problem. It's the Dalton Kincaid problem. If you lose your uber reliable tight end, who's not only, a third down faucet, a red zone faucet, which is like everything, like he's so important to this offense. Apparently, if this offense looks bad, the Bills liable to not just lose this cover. Like, you can lose this game at home.
Absolutely.
Anybody with an offense that has any modicum of success loaded up for them, you can lose to right now because you are not a good defense, Buffalo. I don't know what you have their defense rated at. I'd have to look right now, but it's not great. It is 23rd ranked defense. I think that might be high.
I'm higher than that.
21st. I'm at the 21st best defense.
18.
It's a really good offense. It's a really good offense, though. It just didn't seem to want to come to play last week, and I don't know. I don't have a strong take on this. I don't want to bet this one at all.
I did the proverbial buy low on the Bills.
I just bet against Tampa. And I like
I did too, but for the same like a lot of the same reasons. Tampa's just like the market is a little behind on 2 things, in my opinion. One, the cumulative effect of all these injuries for the Bucs it's taken a while for it to manifest, but it feels pretty clear that they're just not the same team. And 2, Baker Mayfield's not performing at a level that is commensurate with people's kind of
opinion.
Especially lately. It's been a rough hang with Baker, and we can't sit here with a straight face, especially with the data that he has put up this season, and criticize Jordan Love for inconsistency and not immediately say, and it's even worse with Baker because the lows have been lower, in my opinion. Let me see here.
You want to hear something disgusting?
Yeah, hit me.
I am, despite some of the numbers matchup wise, this is absolutely projecting as an under for me. I have a pretty good rating on Tampa Bay's defense, especially the pass rush. I think if you hurry Josh Allen and he doesn't have that nookie blankie that he can hit, it's going to be a lot of the same. Maybe they don't lose. Maybe they don't even lose the cover. Maybe they win, but it is like kind of strength on weakness on both sides because we said Baker's not playing as well. They don't have their pieces on offense. Are they able to take advantage of this soft defense? So you got a little weakness on weakness. And then I do think it is a pretty good Tampa defense that can probably tamp down what they're trying to do up there in Buffalo. And I have this like a 46.
Okay. That's actually like a decent edge then on the under.
Feels like, it's a bet I don't want to make. Oh, it's already come down quite a bit. I mean, we're down at 48 and a half. It's directionally, it's moved that way. Look at it was 50, open 49 and a half. It's come down. But yeah,
I don't know why I couldn't stay away, man. I'm not sold with the quality of play from Baker so far. Tampa Bay as a squad from Florida heading up to Buffalo in November is like a big old red flag.
That's where I'm at with his under.
Yeah, okay. Buffalo's gonna threaten it on their own, I think, though, because I just everything about Tampa Bay's defense when it works well. Yeah, you can kind of tell. You can bundle the quarterbacks in the NFL pretty cleanly. Who Todd Bowles is just going to F them and just going to absolutely make their day miserable. And you know who's not in that group of players? Josh Allen.
Yeah, the MVP, most ballness player.
I think in general, Bills get theirs here. Hopefully the defense plays a little more inspired than they did last week. I'm willing to give them a pass for going to Miami and not being focused the week after they beat the Chiefs because, who knows.
Cincy?
Good news for anyone backing the Bills. They bounced after their last loss. They really rallied hard and then lost to the Falcons 24-14. But then after that loss, they won 40-9.
Yeah.
So.
Looking forward to week 12
at the Texans. Yeah. Anyway,
a couple. Who didn't lose last week? The Cincinnati Bengals heading to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh off the embarrassing Sunday Night Football performance. You want to set this up?
Yes. 1 month ago, almost to the date, we had a Thursday Night Football game where Joe Flacco inspired a generation of 40-year-olds who think they still got it.
That's why I'm in a walking boot. I went out to the soccer fields.
Still got it. Joe Flacco has not had lots of success since then, but he did beat the Steelers team. The interesting part for me was that game was contested in Cincinnati, Andy, and the Cincinnati Bengals were 5.5-point underdogs at home. This game is now in Pittsburgh, and the Cincinnati Bengals are 5.5-point underdogs on the road. Big old adjustment for a team that did nothing to allay any fears or concerns about them having one of the worst defenses in football, not just
coming
this
off
year,
the
but
bye,
the last several years. Not getting healthier though.
No, Hendrickson is doubtful. That matters.
Hendrickson is doubtful. Logan Wilson's gone.
Yeah.
This is a unit that looks pretty toothless. And on the road against a Aaron Rodgers, led squad that, if you're not getting him off of his spot, if you are not forcing him into duck and cover mode, which is really where he's been so bad this year. And that's kind of one of the reasons it was so fun to bet Chargers on Sunday night, honestly, is because when you can see it on the broadcast, when you can see the fear, see the fear in his eyes, it's over.
And he's looking for somebody to yell at.
Yes, you know it's over. And I don't know that that's happening at home against this defense. He basically gets to play a preseason squad here, a college squad. If it looks bad, it is officially Jover for Aaron. And we need to adjust accordingly on Pittsburgh. But I have Pittsburgh rated very similarly to when these teams met last time, and we bet the Bengals. Pittsburgh for me is about a
what
0.
Week was that? What week did they play?
I believe it was week 7. Let me double check for you. Pittsburgh Steelers. It was week 7, Thursday Night Football.
Week 7, I had them as basically a 0.
Yeah, where are you now?
I have them about a 0.5.
Yeah, so you're up. you're higher.
They're slightly better. And at that same instance, I had Cincinnati. I have Cincinnati better by about a 1.5.
Oh, okay.
That was like a low spot because I didn't think it was going to work out. And then it was one of those where, but they're at home and they're getting a couple, we're going to have to take these points.
I'm old enough to remember Justin Fields moving the ball on these guys. I think Aaron Rodgers can do it too.
I kind of so my numbers say bet the Steelers.
Yeah.
I do make this 6 and change. What are we at for a current number?
My number is right there. 6 and change, almost a 7.
6.37 for me. I'm giving them a healthy, rest advantage. Tough game Sunday night versus bye. I kind of want to bet some Rodgers props now. I might delve into the props market, but yeah, if you made me bet this, and I honestly I may end up with you on this. It is Pittsburgh bounce back as. I mean, he kind of said it all. Like Rodgers feels very bimodal. He's either playing, he's playing a pass rush that makes him have to move, and he's wearing concrete shoes, and he's 100 years old, and that goes where he just, he gets hit in the face a punch. Or he's playing a pass rush that can't get home. He can play statue back there. He's still very good at making reads and decisions back there. And when he has time, he's going to hit his guys. So, yeah, Steelers. Let's bet the Steelers.
All right.
Let's make this a squad play.
Another divisional matchup, this time in the AFC South. Why don't you set the table for Texans at Titans? Oof. Is this shower fire of the week?
Maybe Tennessee is another team. Cincinnati and Tennessee, neither team lost last week. How about that? Neither did Dallas. Tennessee off their bye, hosting Houston off a wild win, where didn't start so hot, but Davis Mills got the troops together in the fourth quarter.
Can I interrupt briefly?
Yes. What did you bet that game?
I did.
I guess stop doing that.
My most rewatched play of Week 10. Yes. You want to guess which one it was?
The Bills touchdown run?
No.
That was mine. I didn't think he was going to get there.
Yeah, it was fine play. The penalty that brought the big gain back that put the Jaguars into field goal territory. That illegal hands, in watching it without slow-mo, like I do not see it. Like the ref threw that penalty because he decided that he wanted to put his finger on the scale and that the Texans deserved to win that game. I'm very convinced about this. I'm not saying it was in any way fixed from a gambling perspective. I'm just saying he made the decision in the moment. Texans deserve to win. And that flipped the game. It did. They get that completion.
It was a big
Camp Little is making that kick and they're winning. And it's like it was absurdly ticky-tack.
It was pretty ticky-tack.
I mean, his hand it brushed his face.
I've given up. I've given up on the ref stuff because like I said, I treat it like ball bouncing. Sometimes the ball bounces weird. Sometimes the refs are weird. Back to this game, though. Houston is a 7-point road favorite against the hapless Tennessee Titans, who are this. I mean, this is the problem with doing this on a Tuesday.
Like we don't know if it's Stroud.
Well, not only do we not know if Stroud or Mills, but Tennessee's two best players, one on offense, one on defense, are kind of that. That's the injury news I need for Tennessee to decide. Like, what are we looking at here? This total's nice and low. Honestly, that might be the ticket. How many points do you really think Houston puts up here? And I know it's a bad defense for Tennessee, but do they need to put up that many? Because this total is 38 and a half.
I have it at 37 and a half.
Yeah, I don't see how we get there without some, some goofy stuff, some kick returns, some weird turnovers, and that's probably a reason to stay away. It does feel like Ward has 2.5 turnovers in him here.
Yeah, there were only 26 points scored the last time these guys faced off, Andy, and they were all Houston's.
I don't want to
big old shutout.
You know what? Titans team total under is definitely in the mix here. Because at 38, you're talking what? I
don't know how it gets there. The moving on from Callahan and putting McCoy in charge was nothing. McCoy is an absolute zero. I can't imagine that they did a lot of good self-evaluating during the bye. I feel bad that Cam Ward's not getting better development because he has some tools, but this has been a bad start to his career.
Even if it's not the secret pod play, I'm going to play Titans team total under at home.
All right. I'm not stopping you.
15.5, something like that. That's
I am
score
rating
3
them.
Times. I bleeping dare you.
Yeah, I'm rating them for 14.1 points. So
okay.
Even that feels generous.
Anything else there? Or are we gonna move to Chicago Mini?
Let's carry on.
Chicago Mini, lay it on me. Baby girl, put it on me. Yeah.
Biggest disagreement for me with the market, and I guess I'm just going to end up taking a stand here. There's just way too many people who are all seeing and saying the same thing about the Bears. The turnover luck. The turnover luck, Andy. The turnover luck. The turnover luck.
Well, luckily they're not playing a young quarterback.
It's going to regress. It's going to regress. Dude, I don't care about the turnover luck at all. I'm using turnover stripped defensive data, and I am seeing that the Bears are the 30th best defense. I don't care. There are enough positive signal at this point with this offense that I think they are going to be able to get a win on the road in a tough spot against a good defense. And a lot of it is the injuries to the Minnesota defense. But the biggest aspect of the entire game, JJ McCarthy is not it. He sucks. And I don't understand at all why this was the process. Like, I am questioning everything about everybody involved at this point. That this is how it worked out, especially seeing what Darnold is doing and knowing that they were a humongous part of getting that guy to the level that he was. And it's like, I'm
well, I mean,
young kid doesn't have a lot of reps. He needs time. Fine. I don't think that he's just going to roll out of bed and be a fucking superhero. I'm sorry. Like,
I don't want to litigate the
way
Darnold thing
more.
Again, but you really do need to go take an hour and watch the final 2 Darnold games last year. It feels like if he doesn't have those 2 games, and maybe they just lose a close playoff game in the divisional round, maybe things are looking a little different. Like, hey, we hold on to this guy. But I mean, he looked Jets Darnold bad for those 2 games. I think it made the decision a little easier. And quarterbacks in the draft, it's a lottery ticket. And this scratcher isn't coming up a winner right now so far. I mean, Darnold's a perfect example. Darnold looks very bad to start, maybe a year or 2 down the road, or 7. JJ McCarthy's something, but right now he's making bad decisions. And kind of a sneaky one here too, because I'm on the same side as you here. It was about as bad as I've ever seen Justin Jefferson play. And there was a couple times he got up grimacing. I don't think he's playing at 100% right now. He looks.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
He looks bad, and they're not listing him for anything. I don't think he's 100% right now, and that matters bigly.
Also, same with Darisaw and O'Neal. These guys, we know they're playing through non-trivial injuries.
Because JJ at 100%, JJ Justin Jefferson can bail you out of some shit, but he's looking bad. They're not on the same page.
Yeah,
I don't know that the Bears win this game, but I make this. Honestly, I have the Bears favored by 0.7 point here.
Yeah,
like this is the one. This is my biggest disagreement with the market.
I'm in the same boat.
I think the Bears' offense is just fine against middling to bad defenses. I don't know that Minnesota right now is an elite defense. Where do you have them rated?
13th.
Minnesota, yeah, I'm like 11th. It's good, not great, and they're missing some players.
Grenard is not going to go, right?
No, he's missing at least a game.
Okay.
AVG back is important, but yeah, this defense looks gettable.
Everybody, so the Vikings beating the Lions, I feel like was one of the biggest head fakes of the season so far. Like they came into that game, a lot of players just played. We didn't even know we're going to play, right? It was a little bit of like, surprise, we're all fine. I really think these guys are all playing through non-trivial shit. And honestly, after you lose a game like you lost last week, which effectively eliminates you, I don't know. Get back up and go give it the same effort you had against the Lions 2 weeks ago. I don't think so.
I'm not gonna take Chicago money line, but three is a lot here. Divisional game. Give me the home team, or give me the underdog.
All right. Smarter people obviously think differently. Otherwise, this wouldn't be 3.
I'm fine. That's the other thing. I'm fine waiting because there's a couple places that are precariously close to coming off the 3 in the direction of Minnesota. And I haven't bet this yet, and I will not bet this unless it looks like I'm going to start losing equity that way. Because I think I'm going to get a 3.5 minus 10.
That's wild.
Which is peachy keen with this guy. I'm gonna paint my nails and go get my money at the window.
Yeah. What color are we thinking? Neon orange?
Chartreuse.
Oh, okay. That's kind of more supporting Seattle.
Well, you know me. Carolina, Atlanta coming off the London game, not taking their bye, hosting the Carolina Panthers, who 2 weeks ago got a win. It's not looking as good as it used to. Last week, played Tyler Shuck. Oh, shucks. Couldn't get it done.
An L.
Took a big L. That was a bad performance. I didn't watch a lot of that game. I didn't get a chance to rewatch that one yet. I doubt I will at this point, but I make this game like 4.5. Current line is 3.5. Total is down. It's dropped down to 42.5. I think we're still kind of sitting in that range.
God,
42.5.
You still have a very positive Atlanta number, huh?
My Atlanta number is basically 0.
Wow.
My Carolina number is
so
my Atlanta home field is 1.78. Atlanta's a 0 and Carolina's minus 3.5. So you're getting this, and then I'm giving Atlanta. I'm actually knocking Atlanta here for the rest as well. Like if I didn't knock them, I'm closer to like a 5. I'm taking a sizable chunk away from them.
How did these guys stand up and beat the Packers? What the fuck, man?
I know it makes me more mad by the week. So talk me out of Atlanta because this isn't something I'm excited to bet.
We would have survived, by the way, because we had Denver circled.
Mm-hmm. Don't do that.
Not happy about this. All right. Carolina, I tossed last week's loss to the Saints. They had a bad week of practice, Andy. They knew they were going to lose. In seriousness, though, I don't really see a lot about the Panthers team that I'm like, they can't compete in this one. They're drawing dead. I think they're fine. I think all of the minuses are on the Falcons. This is another one of the rare home team has a travel disadvantage games.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that's going to keep me away from this one.
Yeah, Carolina's much more well rested here than Atlanta with the travel. And Atlanta's beat up. I don't like the injuries to the interior offensive line or the secondary in terms of being able to perform at the level that their data suggests they've done to this point in the season. I think their rush EPA per play allowed has crept into a very dangerous range that's kind of in the conversation with the bad teams in the NFL, including the Commanders, Cowboys, Giants, and Bengals. Like there's definitely a scope here that Rico Dowdell and company dictate this one, and I don't know. I don't know what to make of the Panthers defense at all. The unit that was unstoppably good against the Packers obviously didn't show up last week, but that's still there's they're healthy, so maybe. I don't know. I think the Panthers get this one, and the fact that it's 3.5, it was just easy, obvious, low-hanging fruit for me with Atlanta coming back from Berlin. So I back the Panthers.
Yeah, I'm in disagreement with you. Everyone's going to joke. Andy's Atlanta number is always too high. I don't know. Maybe
you have them as a 0, huh? You're not willing to. You're not willing to.
I think that's a very fair number for them.
Oh my God! Shut up.
But either way,
test of the South Pasadena WEA.
Oh, everyone's.
Why am I getting that? Why am I getting that?
I think that the fact that it's a divisional game, and you have the very odd rest disadvantage coming off the London game. Not only the London game, London overtime game. Your defense got an extra series out there trying to stop Jonathan Taylor. Yeah. Now you go against Rico Dowdle. Good luck. So I pass. I wish you luck.
Okay. I'm a -2 for Atlanta, just for the record. I have them as the 21st best offense, even with that amazing skill group. Very sad state of affairs. Penix also starting to scratch my head. Also, not loving what I'm getting out of that coaching staff.
I think they should be looking for a new coach. You can say that about 8 teams. So, Chargers, Jacks.
Yeah, you missed my turn.
I think so. I never remember. Go ahead. Jags
get robbed of the win by the refs in Houston. Have to pick themselves up off the mat, Andy.
They do.
They probably didn't deserve the win if you just look at the advanced stats. So I will give up on that. But I will say that Chargers are a professional team, and they are well coached, and there is a lot to look at the Jaguars and wonder, if they have turned the corner on anything under the new regime. I know that you're a Cohen guy, but
I'm not like I used to be.
Yeah.
And technically, if the playoffs started today, they're in it. It's a bad loss.
Yeah,
but they're definitely in the mix for a wild card spot.
I think 6 of the 8 most important players from the preseason on these 2 rosters are not in this game, which is kind of wild. A lot of missing pieces for these teams. Chargers obviously missing both tackles, although as you mentioned on the Monday pod, and I agreed with the rewatch, the Chargers replacement tackles acquitted themselves quite well against a good pass rush. And so not really worried about the Chargers offense going off the rails, although Herbert dealing with an injury. Did you see that news? That little wrinkle? He's got an ankle. I didn't really know that. But apparently he is not 100%. BTJ still unlikely to go. I'm assuming something's very wrong with him. The Jags are a little bit lean in skill position players right now. A lot of Parker Washington involved with the Jaguars. I don't know. Not a great sign going up against the Chargers defense that's pretty dang good. In sort of that same sample we were talking about of, last handful of weeks, really since Khalil Mack came back, the Chargers defense is just flat out good again. And
it makes no sense. Khalil Mack he felt like we were on washed watch like 2 years ago. Hey, Khalil Mack's washed. That was several years, and he's been fine coming off an injury. I thought they rushed him back by a week off the injury, and he's still pretty good. Yeah, this is one of the better defenses. We saw it versus Pittsburgh, and it kind of feels like the same assignment. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is much more mobile. He's going to be able to run the ball more than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I think he's probably going to have to. Because, the jokes that aren't really a joke about how he's a first-read guy and how this coverage unit's been playing, how this pass rush has been getting after it. I think he's going to have some bad results. It's going to be a couple of interceptions.
Yeah.
I might play his interception over prop. I don't care if it's like -130 to the over.
I dig that.
I feel like he's going to throw a couple of really bad passes.
Have there been any famous head-to-heads between the Chargers and the Jaguars, where he threw a bunch of interceptions.
That playoff game who was the playoff game?
Did he throw a bunch of interceptions?
I don't remember.
I'm fucking around. Of course he did. He threw like
go look at
5
that
in the
box
first
score. It was
half.
five. It was
He
five,
threw like
yeah.
5 in the first half. It was so
Yes.
many. It was so many. But he's still throwing interceptions to the Chargers. Yeah, that all checks out. This is. Can you explain to me? This is like the least bet game of the week. Everybody just agrees 3 and 44 is right.
I guess.
I haven't seen this get. It was 2.5 for a hot second on the open.
You want to hear something weird?
Flipped to 3, and it just hasn't been bet. Yeah.
So in these games that these two teams played last week, who did I bet on?
Chargers and the Texans. You were against the Jags and you were on the Chargers.
And I make this game Chargers -1. Like,
whoa!
My numbers say Jacksonville, and I didn't make I didn't make big adjustments. I'm not going to do that. I disagree with my numbers here, and it's not just like I black box this stuff and automatically.
I'm not that different from you, actually.
No, it's a lot to ask. It's a lot to ask for a road team.
So the right side is the Jags, and nobody has the stones to bet them. Is kind of where we're at.
Nobody has that. I mean, outside of the meltdown and some of the bad decisions late, there were portions of that game. The offense looked pretty decent, albeit, against a different kind of team. But that's a better defense. I mean, they moved the ball at times against a pretty good defense, and that's where I'm kind of looking at this over, truthfully. And I in the end, I think I'm just going to bet a Trevor interception.
I love that. For me. I love that. Great look. So, nothing for me. Okay. I lean over 44. If we get good news on BTJ, or if there's anything positive or anything that supports offense, I'm going to play that over. But right now, I'm out.
Okay, let's skip Seattle Rams. I don't have much on there. Let's go. San Francisco goes to Arizona. Unless you want, do you want to talk Seattle Rams? It's kind of a shit game. The two best teams in the NFC, although the Philadelphia Eagles are your 1 seed if it started right now, but they go to 2 different schools, but they both just beat up the class nerd, took his lunch money, really went to town on him, and now they face each other at the flagpole at 3:00.
This is really a good secret rivalry too.
Yeah, all these NFC West games over the years, the NFC West games, I'd say, have been some of the most entertaining. Even back to the days where like the Seattle San Francisco games where they played 3 times that year and all 3 had wild endings, including the playoff game. But yeah, this is a game I will not touch with a 10-foot pole. I have Seattle futures. Some of that is because
winning
of
this
that.
game.
And
yeah, so you bet Seattle.
I've already bet Seattle by having a Seattle future because if they win this, their odds of getting a home game, multiple home games, possibly a 1 seed, go up by like 40%. So this is massive for that. And also, I get nervous because Stafford's so good right now. I mean, not just good, but crazy efficient. He's on pace for like 50 touchdowns and -3 interceptions, man. Just timeless right now. Cooper Kupp's going to get hurt during this game and then come back and still make a big difference. And Jaron, was it Jaron Reed? Who's the injury now for? I think I'm getting it right. There's been a couple injuries in Seattle's defenses.
They're so fucking deep, though. You just haven't.
They just throw waves of people at you. They're like the fucking Persian army in 300, man.
Yeah. The franchise series between the Seahawks and the Rams. You want to guess who leads?
44, 43, and 1.
It is 28-27. Seahawks are ahead by a game in the season series. They are 28-25 in the regular season, 0-2 in the postseason. The most recent postseason game, of course, was back in 2020-2021 season, where in the middle of November, the Seahawks went to LA, lost. This was the Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson kind of final ride, right?
One last ride.
They went to LA, they lost. They hosted the Rams, and they won in December. They won the West by winning that game, and then hosted the wild card game against the Seahawks where they lost 20-30. No signal there, just fun storytelling, because could we see these two teams play 3 times this season? Absolutely. Absolutely. No
make me a
question.
price.
Yeah. Will we see them play 3 times?
No, make me a price on will the NFC West be decided by a tiebreaker? Will these two teams have the same record at the end of the year? So I make that like 40%. Like it's almost a favorite.
Well, I got to look at my projections.
My projections are so close.
They are. I am projecting the Seahawks for 11.56 wins. I'm projecting the Rams for 11.51 wins. So narrow edge to Seattle for me. But yeah, I think there's 40% is about right. Yeah, 40% chance that this comes down to a tiebreaker. I think the idea that these teams split is also pretty live.
Yeah.
I think the
Rams,
I guess like
pushes Rams by 3.
I was kind of hoping for a cheap Rams spot here. Not that I love the Rams in this spot, but let's kind of dive into like some of the recency a little bit here. In the last 5 weeks, because again, I have this sample just open in front of me. The Rams have been the best defense in football. The Seahawks have been the second best defense in football. That doesn't surprise you, right?
No.
The Rams run stop has turned into just an absolute fucking monster.
Even without
monster,
the beginning of the year, there were some rough times when they were super beat up, but currently I have Seattle for the season as your 4th best defense.
I'm number 2 for the season.
Yeah. And the same thing, the Rams are 6th, I think I have them. And right now, yeah, the everything about the Rams, the run stop is super high, 74th percentile run stop for me. The pass rush, 65th, coverage, 71st. Very good. Not quite Seattle numbers, but Seattle's tailing a little on coverage for me, which is interesting because I think
I'm seeing that too. I didn't expect that.
No, but it's something.
They're making it up with pass rush, though.
Raw numbers that are, coming from a bunch of stats I'm pulling and trying to weight properly. But at the same time, that was kind of a spot where they were injured to start the season. That's starting to improve as well. And then it's hard to judge some of these games with the weird game states that, especially last week, the game states were way out of whack instantly, especially for Seattle, who scored 2 defensive touchdowns right off the bat. And then all right, we're in prevent defense in the second quarter. Like, what am I taking away from this game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Surprising that the addition of Rashid Shaheed lit a fire under Cooper Kupp to finally make a play. Just a reminder, he is a Seahawk, and he gets to go against his former Rams in this one, so that's fun.
Game.
I think the Josh Jobe injury matters for left cornerback for Seattle. He's been their best cornerback from what I can tell you. Not that the rest of the guys haven't also been good, except for Reek Woolen in the San Francisco game week 1, which is on him, in my opinion. Him and some of the conservative play calling, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know that Job
think he's out.
Well,
is this game really going to be decided by Reek Woolen getting destroyed by Puka Nacua?
It felt like he was ruled out pretty quick with the concussion, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's concussions.
It kind of feels like the Puka Nacua versus Reek Woolen matchup matters, which not great for Seattle.
I don't know. Job was late in the Commanders game, and then he didn't practice at all. He could be back. If Job is back, I think that's something.
What do you got for me in Mike McDonald versus McVay?
McDonald is a superior mind. McVay's pussy. I don't know. We haven't got to see a big sample of it. And last week, I kind of want to throw out last year's for McDonald because he was still shuffling the deck, trying to get the pieces he wanted in place to run the defense he wanted to run. And he didn't have the offensive coordinator, apparently, because what a difference a year makes there, although he was probably a little bit hamstrung by having Geno Smith on the roster as well. He got a quarterback he wanted, he got the OC he wanted, and now he's had 18 months to put this defense together. He's got his guys in place. That's why it's so good. We saw that at the last 2 stops for him. So I think if the Seahawks win this game, it is Puka has a bad game because they're able to scheme him out of it. And Stafford, despite his everything, maybe Stafford isn't like, I threw 3 picks and it was finally a bad game for him. It's just Stafford can't find the big play.
I think that's
And then Darnold doesn't make a bonehead decision. Darnold is able to find his guys in space against, again, another tough defense. And it's probably going to come down to the last couple possessions. This is going to be a banger. I don't want to bet this game.
Okay. We've talked it through.
It's take the points. Yeah, take the points.
Seattle's winning.
Okay. I'd like that.
Seattle's winning. There's no world where they are ahead of schedule, where the rushing attack is keeping them into manageable down and distance, and that they can even do creative shot taking. I don't think the Rams, that is.
Yeah.
Right. I do think there is potentially an ace up the sleeve of McVay having the 3 tight end sets, surprising Seattle a little bit, trying to pick on.
Is it a surprise though? I mean, we've seen it.
Well, it's just like it's a little unexpected. When are they going to deploy it? How often are they going to deploy it? Are they going to like is McVay going to have a strategy for the first quarter of this game where he completely catches McDonald on his heels? It's possible, but I think in the absence of that, if this just is a neutral game state as we get into the kind of the meat of the game, I think Seattle has the advantages. And I will tell you that the Stafford rubric, at least in my mind, is if you are having to blitz him to generate pressure, you're going to get your ass carved. If you are able to generate pressure with just your front 4, which Seattle can do in spades, then that gives you the opportunity to do more confusion, more misdirection, more move the chess pieces around in coverage and get the mistakes out of Stafford.
Well, and it's not a quarterback you need to spy. You're not dedicating a linebacker to keeping an eye on him as well as a rusher. You can have pretty solid coverage, coverage fits at that point too.
Yes, that's right. Devontae Adams hurt.
Oblique. I think he plays, but I think there's a chance he's limited.
Yeah. Oh, what are we doing in the red zone if Adams isn't on the field? That's a big question for the Rams. And I think I really do think we haven't even as good as Seattle has been to this point in the season. They look like they're coming into their final form. Like, God damn it, are they healthy on offense right now? And if they can protect Darnold here, I think they get enough to get a win, but it's going to be hard fought. I don't think I guess my expected headlines after this, people who are going on and on about Stafford as the MVP are going to feel stupid after this game because that's going to come back to earth.
That.
Yeah, that's going to come back to earth, I think. Mike McDonald is going to be co-favorite coach of the year with Vrabel probably on Monday. Steichen's going to slip.
Indy's off.
Yeah. Steichen's going to drift. Vrabel
gets a big win on primetime. I don't think he's co-favorites. I think Vrabel still has a sizable lead.
Well, he's second choice then. Well, people are going to have, if Seattle wins this game, and I'm not even saying wins convincingly, if they win this game, there's going to have to be a reckoning with the fact that to now, nobody's really been prepared to put Seattle in the same conversation as the elite teams in the NFL. I'm just saying, like the only you and Aaron Schatz out there on the limb.
I mean, DVOA does love Seattle, which makes sense if you figure out how that's done. So, all right, Seattle. Let's go. Let's go, Birds.
I think Seattle's the side.
Seattle, these Rams, both of these games, cherish these. These should be good ones. I'm going to be mad if it's a stinker. What could be a stinker, our next one.
Would you rather it be a stinker like 42-6 Seattle?
No, I could live with that.
Yeah, just like a Eagles ass kicking of the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, kind of a most entertaining Super Bowl that I can remember.
Just like Stafford's crying on the sideline, Puka's puking blood.
I definitely don't want anything to upset the potential for a rematch in the Super Bowl.
I don't want bad injuries.
And I also like I'm prepared for people to have takeaways from this that affect the market for the rematch in season too.
In like, Seattle, where it's like Seattle -3.5, and we bet the Rams.
Yeah, for sure. That's their scope, no question. All right.
San Francisco, Arizona.
Purdy,
also maybe? An NFC West banger, minus the bang and the
I'm hearing he's pretty close, Andy.
So this was always close. This was always the week that they kind of targeted.
Was it?
They said like a couple weeks ago, they said, week 11. I kind of think that's when he can be back.
Maybe I've auto-tuned them out then because
that's the thing. Everything is bullshit from him. And it makes it very hard to handicap that game because he makes a big difference. If he's in, I think this crests over the 3. And obviously, I don't know, the San Francisco defense, despite it all, isn't playing the worst. They were up against a juggernaut last week, but they've got a couple of players that have stepped up. They just don't have enough of them to actually do it against a good offense. Against a bad offense, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't have a strong opinion on this one. We don't know who the quarterback is. I make it San Francisco -1.5. Using my Purdy plays half the time numbers, the total is probably also a little. God, where are we at for this one now? 48.5. Yeah, it's low in my opinion.
I got completely blindsided by all of the Cardinals' defensive injuries last week.
Oh man, it made it so easy to bet on Seattle after. It's like, oh my God, they're just all
the good players are out. Oh
yeah, they might score 35 in the first. Is what I said.
They did
in my head defensively,
dude.
But no, I mean it continues to be a bad injuries, and now Zay Jones, an important part of that offense, he's out for a long time. Obviously, Kyler Murray isn't walking through that tunnel anytime soon, and this is one of my biggest disagreements on total, and I hate to bet these overs when it's been inconsistent teams, inconsistent offenses, but both of these defenses aren't ranked very highly for me.
Okay.
And I think this should be like 50-51.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to bet this over, which is going to stank. Well, I don't know. What do you make this total?
49.5.
Yeah, I'm a little higher than you. Any other thoughts on that game?
I'm not. I didn't put a Purdy number in, so maybe I put a Purdy number and it goes up a little, but I don't know.
He might play. He might not.
I don't have any other thoughts other than excited to find out where Kyler Murray is going to play baseball next year.
What does Mark Wahlberg say in The Departed? Maybe not. Maybe fuck you.
That's good. That's good. Again, I'm excited to find out where Kyler Murray is going to be picking up his baseball bat and glove next year.
Well, he doesn't have a choice if he wants to play. The Athletics have his rights still.
Oh,
100%. That's somebody told me that, so I believed him.
Ooh, enjoy Cleveland.
Yeah, Baltimore, Cleveland.
There's no way he makes the makes the majors opening day roster if he goes to spring training, right?
Why wouldn't you put him out there, sell some damn tickets? He's your 25th bench guy.
Okay.
Heck with it. All right. Baltimore, Cleveland, you want to lay it out for me? Because I don't. Dylan Gabriel still playing football.
I mean, if you're gonna put the Ravens and if you're gonna have the Ravens playing a throwaway game, at least put it in the early slate so that we can enjoy it on Red Zone from time to time instead of burying it here. I kind of would like to see what Lamar Jackson looks like right now after a couple of weeks back against a good defense. He has traditionally struggled against the Browns. Actually, I shouldn't say that he has traditionally struggled against the Browns. The Browns, as a unit, have stood up and played hard when they have gone up against the Ravens, probably because of, I don't know, throughout the records, bad blood type of shit, I guess. But whatever the case is, the Browns defense is home. They are still good. They are going to be the toughest test for this Ravens squad since Lamar has come back by a decent amount. And I think this being their second week in a row on the road, this is a good measuring stick. The right expectation is right now the Ravens are just going to walk to the 4th seed. They're going to have a home game. They're going to win, and they'll take on the Bills on the road or the Colts on the road. And that'll be the time where I have to make a call on the Ravens one way or the other. And I think we just need to be collecting data from games like this to make those calls. The Ravens defense looks generally fixed. I would put them kind of a little bit above league average right now, the way that they're currently playing. They're certainly not anywhere close to the unit that we saw struggle against the likes of the who was it they played before the Rams, where they just got their asses handed to them. The Chiefs did it to them. It was one other team. Anyway,
the Lions game was sort of close,
game?
but in the score it looks bad, or it looks closer. But the Lions put it on them for a bit.
Yeah, that was a big one way. Somebody else put it on them too. It was the Texans.
The Texans
scored 44 on them. Yeah, wow, Jesus. Yeah, so I mean, we're a long way from that, but we still a little gun shy to put them back into the top 10. Honestly, as far as a neutral rating, I think you got to keep them kind of in the mix with the Patriots in that tier 2. But
yeah.
We'll see. Cleveland, on the other hand, the Dylan Gabriel thing just isn't fucking working. Stop making us watch this.
Is this their 3rd straight road game?
The Ravens, Miami, Mini,
yeah.
Cleveland, yeah. 3rd straight road.
3rd straight road game. Yeah, like my numbers, despite how low of an opinion of Dylan Gabriel I have, say Baltimore doesn't merit this quite yet. Despite beating the absolute brakes off this team earlier in the season and everything, Dylan Gabriel, like, this should be like a 7. And I still don't think I can pull the trigger on this. If you want to bet Cleveland, you're betting on their defense. And at that point, I think you look at this 41, you divide it in half, you add half of the thing, and you say, you know what, maybe Baltimore doesn't get to 23 points. Maybe they win this thing like 21-0, 21-3. If you want to bet this, I think if you're pro Cleveland, you're pro under, you're pro Baltimore team total under. And that might be even though, again, Baltimore cleared this total by themselves in the first meeting. So for that reason and more, I will not be betting on Dylan Gabriel. I mean, I bet the Jets against this team. I don't think I can get myself all the way to the other spot where I said the Jets are going to beat this team straight up. That's how bad Dylan Gabriel is. So I'm not there. Not going to happen.
Okay. And more information gathering. I don't think there's any rush getting involved with the Ravens at any market at a price.
Again, and another tempting teaser leg, but it's a road team again. Green Bay, Baltimore, suicide teaser.
You know what's a funny hypothetical? There's a world where the Ravens lose this game and they're still minus 250 to win the AFC North on Monday.
With Pittsburgh winning against
yeah. Like all of the backs against the wall, gotta win them all. Whoa, no, not really. Like you can get the 4 seed as 9-8 probably.
That's the thing. Like the odds of getting the 3 seed are so low too. It's just like you don't have this high bar. You're not, even if you catch up with, let's say Kansas City wins that division, you've lost the head-to-head there.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Kansas City,
a loss here. It's just your 6th loss. You're still long way to go.
Yeah, you're still 11-6. That sounds fine. Kansas City, Denver.
Good one.
As we mentioned, earlier in the week when we talked about these openers. Both this game and the Monday night game are teams off the bye traveling to teams who played on Thursday night. So Denver extra rest off Thursday, but Kansas City off their bye. Andy Reid is off the bye. This is a very, very meaningful divisional matchup when it comes to this, AFC West title, which is still very much a 3-team race, which is a lot of fun, in my opinion. And I can't quite get to this number. You're paying a premium on Kansas City. You're paying a premium for Kansas City off a bye. You're paying a premium on the whole world coming around to Bo Nix kind of sucking. And it's going to be hard for me to not take this number still based on how good this defense is. Mm-hmm. I think it is truly strength on strength. And I want to give a little bit of a nod to the Denver defense at home, despite a tough offense coming off a bye with plenty of time to prepare for them. Kansas City by 3, anybody? I can live with that.
I totally fucking dig that.
I mean, what's your number here? Are you even at a 3?
No.
I'm at like a 2.2.
This is Chiefs.
Even that.
Yeah, Chiefs are pass.
What? No, it's Denver pass for me.
No. No.
All right. We'll do this again. Chiefs will be up by 19 in the fourth quarter. We'll see how this goes. Going head to head with the King. You best not miss.
I mean, what? Bo Nix is just going to score like 33 points in the fourth quarter? Come on.
We talked about this the other night.
He did that.
We talked about this team. This Denver team when they were struggling on that Thursday night game, and it's like, well, what is this? What is this game plan right now? Why don't they just run the ball and win? And that is the weakness of this Kansas City defense. I don't think it's going to be a Bo Nix game. I think it's going to be, and it does worry me a little. And this is the reason I haven't bet this one yet. There's a decent chance one of your starting running backs, and I say one of because he basically just kind of run 2 guys out there, has got hip dropped into oblivion and may not play. And may not play for extended period of time. It's sounding worse, and that's kind of keeping me off this because that was the whole handicap. Was I don't think you need to rely on Bo Nix to beat this team if you can run the ball. Run blocking is good. The run scheme is good, and I don't know if I can go to war with RJ Harvey and say like RJ Harvey's going to beat the Chiefs this week because I don't think Bo Nix is. But I'm still. It would be Denver or nothing with this many points at home.
This
defense is too good.
This is 34-3 Kansas City.
I'm clipping this. 17-16 Denver.
This is going to be a whitewashing.
Okay. Well,
I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's Pat Surtain.
He matters.
But I track neutral rating and velocity of change of rating, and Denver's waning right now. They're still a great defense. They're
a waning gibbous.
They're a waning gibbous. I think we might have seen the best of them already.
And Kansas City's offense is a waxing.
They are waxing. Big time waxing. They are waxing on. Yes. Big time waxing on. No, this looks like an ass kicking to me.
In Denver. That's bold. All right. I'll pump the brakes. You've scared me off. Most of it's the I will admit
all the data we have on Denver so far is fakakta.
Flawed.
Yeah,
it's very not fakakta. What's the other word for that?
It's
fugazi.
Fugazi. Thank you.
Fugazi.
Yeah, it's Fugazi. It's Fugazi. Yep. Basura. Yeah. Chiefs.
All right.
That's why it's 4. That's why the market's not even like 3.5. like no, we're gonna make you pay the full 1.5. Sure.
There's some 3.5s. There's some 3.5s in the market. They're expensive. FanDuel's at 3.5. William Hill's at 3.5. Anyway, Sunday night, Detroit, Philly.
Yeah. The third and fourth best teams in the NFC going head to head.
This is out to 2.5 after the convincing win This was like a 1.5. It's up to 2.5. I don't know what Detroit did wrong to merit the downgrade, or I don't know that we're upgrading Philly.
The O-line injuries, secondary injuries. For
yeah,
Detroit?
I mean they did. Decker. Sewell came back in, and yes, Terry and Arnold's going to miss. That probably matters. This is not as good of a defense as what we saw. I mean, Green Bay's defense actually did kind of show out last night. They played pretty well, and like I said, I have them as a higher rated defense than although Detroit's pass rush has been pretty good. Oh man, this is another one where you're gonna have to talk me out of Detroit here, because I have Detroit favored.
I'm not going to try to talk you out of Detroit here.
Oh, are you also with me in thinking that Philadelphia is a little too highly rated, especially off a ugly one, short week?
Yeah,
they're at home, which matters. That's a good home field there at the Link, but
yeah,
Detroit's kind of.
I have them
Detroit's
favored
kind of a different beast.
I have them favored by 0.7.
Who?
Philly.
I have Detroit favored by a full point. This is almost as big of a disagreement as the Chicago
I had my biggest home field number is Philly, so that's probably why we're off.
My biggest is in Spain.
Okay.
Actually, New England. I have a good one for New England. Mine aren't static. I bounce around.
The matchups don't really make a ton of sense to me. Play calling for Detroit, it should be noted. We had the surprise Dan Campbell has taken over play calling last week.
Did you see the difference in how aggressive they were through the air compared to the Morton stuff?
Yeah, none of this little fucking around.
That's the other part. Hey, do you have only 2/3 of a secondary, and you have somebody that can be attacked?
Good. Yeah, we're gonna get him.
We're gonna go
get
luck.
him.
Good luck against a team that wants to be throw first. I think Detroit, Philly might win this game. Philly might be competing in this game. I think Detroit scores a ton of points here.
Yeah. Give me Man Campbell over that putz from Philadelphia.
All right, I like it.
Every day. Every day.
You could have disagreed with me here. I still would have bet this one.
Yeah.
I can't. I just can't. I can't reconcile this number here being like this, and it will not be with the points. It'll be Detroit straight up.
Okay, I'm not stopping you. Cool.
Any quick thoughts on Monday night?
I just want to make a quick thought on that game because I'm not going to be around. I tell you for sure I'm unavailable for our award pod on Thursday.
Yeah, you said that.
You're on your own for that one.
I'll just have to interact with the comments.
Yeah.
Bring your heat, guys.
Hutch DPOI game, signature game, or the ball starts to roll here.
It's just going to
starts to pick up a little momentum.
Maybe it's not exactly the fast track of Ford Field. He's going to be taken off on.
It's going to be a really a lot of eyeballs on this game.
That's fair. If he gets a couple big sacks, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, Hurts has been gettable. I feel like obviously they didn't get him much last week, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
He did look bad under pressure, where he was making some silly throw. Even his throwaways were kind of ugly. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Any quick thoughts on Monday night? We'll touch on Monday night more later in the week and into the weekend, but this is Dallas -3.5 on the road in the desert, taking on the Vegas Raiders. Total 50. Again, as I mentioned, Dallas off the bye week, facing a Las Vegas team coming off extra rest, having lost the stupidest Thursday night football game of our lifetimes, including every AFC South game combined. My numbers are Dallas -3.7. And my total is pretty much right there, too. I don't have a strong opinion. It'll be probably 2 straight Mondays where I don't get involved.
Same.
I don't think this is a super. I don't know if there's some strong angle in this one right now.
My number's -4.
do you want to go to war with Dallas trying to cover a bigger, medium-sized number on the road? Have fun with it. I won't. I won't be there with you. You look to your right. Look to your left. I'll be back in the gallery.
Maybe let's do some Brock Bowers props. Maybe I don't think there's anyone on Dallas who can cover Brock. And he with a little bit of extra rest, Bowers is maybe more closer to his peak. What do we think? Bowers overs. That'll get us a little skin.
Wife's sending me recipes again.
I would really like Dallas to be less of a drag to watch, but
they should be a fun team.
They're a drag right now. Man.
They are
I bet on them the last 2 weeks, and both. No, they were on bye last week, but the previous 2 weeks, and they were both just like no contest losers. So I keep adjusting them down, and the market still is like, nope, this should be lower. So I'm officially on suspension from betting Dallas.
Did you have a team? You weren't real vocal about any team totals as we went through. Usually, you have 2 or 3 that you are. Let's put a pin in that. The only one I pointed out, and I am betting. I will bet no matter what. Titans team total under.
I'm okay with that.
The Houston defense at home.
Let's do it.
I think it's going to be like 15.5, and I don't care. So
Let's do it.
That will be our team total under. Ward stinks. Houston great. Let's go. Maybe it's a Will Anderson week. Put his nose into that market, the DPOI market. Who somebody does it every week and puts themselves up in that conversation.
He's the biggest number of the guys that I think have a realistic chance.
He still does have a chance. And I think as the season goes on, if he puts up counting stats, his chance is also predicated on the fact that it's just a really good defense.
I think the Texans have to get into the mix for a playoff spot, which is going to be tough. If you haven't looked down, like that miasma of whoever gets the 7th playoff spot is kind of a fucking mess right now.
So as I mentioned, the Jaguars are currently in the playoffs, but in that scenario right now, the Chiefs and Ravens are not, and I don't think they'll both be out. Obviously, the Ravens' path in is replacing the Steelers most likely, and then you would just put the Steelers out in that case. But the Texans are 4-5, hopefully 5-5 after this week. The Chiefs will be a game ahead. The Jags, if they win, the Jags losing honestly may flip that and put the Texans into that 7th spot. The Chiefs the Chiefs can't catch the Chargers or Broncos yet either, even with a win this weekend. So, it's going to take a whole lot of true Ryan to get up that hill. What was your favorite bet? And you can't say the Chiefs because that's hurtful. It's against.
I didn't play the Chiefs. I'm just.
Oh, okay.
I'm just.
You dream boarding it.
Yeah.
What is your favorite bet? I don't know.
I might play some alts for the Chiefs because the Chiefs either put it all together and give you their best game of the season, and it's just like, oh, look the fuck out. Or
that total's not high either. That's what I'm saying. That could be a team total. If you do think that's
I do think
that Chiefs team total is
I do
like
think
24.
I do think that's the angle.
24-20? Yeah, I mean, you might get a 23.5 minus 120 on that team total. I doubt it. They'll probably 24.5.
Mysteriously, my camera died on me.
You've gone in the dark.
I'm gonna have to go out and come back in.
Go out, come back in. I'll vamp for a second. Oh, happy Veterans Day, even though it's not Veterans Day anymore because you're watching or listening to this and it's no longer Tuesday. Shout out to my dad, Jerome Molitor, who served from 1977 to 1982 in the United States Army, and my niece, Madison, who is in the Army and Army Reserve and is now used the GI Bill to go get her nursing degree.
Wonderful.
Wunderbar. Thank you. And Drew's back. Drew's back on camera.
Yeah, happy
What's your favorite bet?
My favorite vet is my Uncle Gary. He was the colonel in the Army. My favorite bet. Sorry. My favorite bet.
Maybe this is why I like Seattle too. When my dad started in Fort Lewis, where he was in charge of driving the forklift that carried the ammunition to the ammunition stump.
Cool.
And he loved the Pacific Northwest. So he said every weekend there was a killer concert in either Seattle or Vancouver. He saw every great band of the 70s out there because he's like, man, they paid for your food. They paid for your board. What else are you going to do with your money but buy drugs and concert tickets? So, yeah, go Seattle this weekend. What's your favorite bet?
Boy, is this not easy. Steelers -5. It should be 7.
Yeah. Rodgers props. I'll probably join you on that one too, even with my Rodgers props. So
what's your favorite bet?
I think mine is still Detroit.
Detroit. Okay.
My number is just so far off that. Philly off the short week. They didn't do a lot to impress anybody against a Green Bay team that just was, flailing at times. And I mean, you saw that first half of that game. If Detroit's able to do anything on offense, I think Philly's in for a big rude awakening on Sunday night.
Yeah, buddy. I like it.
Did you have any Survivor thoughts before we go? For the people that we don't have them in the live chat, but if we were live, three people would have asked about Survivor already. And to be fair, you guys tweet us or ask in the Discord. We can give you some thoughts here later in the week if you have something very specific. But I mean, some of the big favorites, including Houston, Green Bay, and Baltimore, are road teams, which sucks. New England is the easy one if you don't want to use them later.
The right answer is Houston.
Yeah, fade Tennessee. It's worked out almost every week.
Yeah.
And again, as we've mentioned time and time again, the series of events it took for Tennessee to win a National League football game this year were so strange that I don't know that they can do it against this defense. You remember that game against Arizona?
I do. It was
absolutely
insane.
Stupid game.
It was the most absolutely insane.
He's picked off. Tennessee scored a touchdown instead.
Just truly ridiculous. Yeah.
All right. Let's call it an evening. We wish you guys a good luck. Tomorrow morning, Thursday, I'll be doing a solo pod on the awards. Be sure to get in there, chime in, help me out by participating in the live chat on YouTube. Drew will be back Friday for a F-Around Friday.
I think for sure. I don't know what time.
I have a special announcement, which I'm not even going to tell you for Friday.
Cool. Well, I'm excited. I'll definitely be around for Thursday Night Football.